Helen, you'll remember a few years ago, people said we're fed up listening to experts and telling us what to do. Now,
just here for the wine then.
The Cochrane Review has kind of suggested that VL is better than DL. The PD Register has strongly proven that VL is better than DL, and yet we still cannot get paediatric anaesthetists to use VL as a first line. So when are we going to how can we change this paradigm so that people now say VL is number one and DL is not? If the experts are just being ignored, how can we change that opinion?
I think we're getting there, and I think, change takes time. In 2015, when we were doing the guidelines, the DAS guidelines, we debated this at length, but we put DL stroke VL. Then the critical care guidelines came out, they suggested VL first. All through COVID, I think we were suggesting VL was better choice for all sorts of the reasons we mentioned earlier. But we're repeating our DAS guidelines, and we were on the fence in 2015. 2022, it'll be interesting, because not only is it experts who kind of think we know it all, but it's evidence. The evidence is coming out now as well that it is better. But I think you can't just change. I think it has to evolve. I think it has to evolve. And if you're very good and experienced and forever used a DL, and you're very good at it, you can't see the point, perhaps. So. And maybe because you're not very good at VL, you're probably still better using a DL in those difficult cases, or as first choice, in fact. So, it is until we move over to everybody using VL and realising they can also learn the DL technique with a VL. I don't know if you want to...
That's almost a question in its own right.
Hi, I'm Laurie. I'm an anaesthetist from Gloucester. My question is related to a conversation I've heard quite a lot in the coffee room about patients with an anticipated difficult airway, and someone saying, rather than doing an awake fibre optic, we'll probably just have a bash with a insert generic name for a videolaryngoscope. Now, how commonplace do you think this is in your hospitals, and do you think there's evidence of people getting themselves in a sticky wicket with this kind of situation?
So if you look at the studies, and I'm going to answer this for a bit. If that's all right. If you look at the studies, there is no study that says videolaryngoscopy is perfect. All of the videolaryngoscope studies say there is a failure rate. If you have a micrognathic, morbidly obese person of diminished stature in halotraction, then to say I'm just going to have a bash with a VL clearly is not going to get you anywhere. There is some, and all doctors are highly educated individuals. All anaesthetists are a subset of highly intelligent people who understand physiology and pharmacology. Until we get to this wonderful anaesthetic phase, crack on. And I don't know what it is about the anaesthetic phrase, crack on, but it says, I have this enormous mind. I can understand Cochrane reviews, I can understand evidence, I can understand risk, I can understand human factors. But because it's 4:10 in the afternoon, I'm going to